Kazakhstan and Japan are strategic partners. The countries are currently stepping up their efforts to enhance their mutually beneficial cooperation in many sectors. Last year, the total trade turnover between the two countries amounted to $2 billion, which is by 54% higher than in 2017. Kazakhstan is known in Japan due to its vast steppes and, as a country, rich in natural resources. Kazakhstan is located in the very heart of Central Asia, connecting Europe and Asia. This geographical location is a unique advantage for Kazakhstan, which allows the country to strengthen its economic cooperation between our countries. I also strongly believe that the number of companies investing in Kazakhstan will continue growing. Japan is one of the top 10 countries that made the largest investments in Kazakhstan. Japanese companies currently invest in many sectors, primarily energy, rare metals, and manufacturing industry. Based on the estimates, Japan is expected to invest about $1 billion in the Kazakh economy in the upcoming 3 years. Meanwhile, there are more than 70 Japan-invested enterprises operating in Kazakhstan. There is a relatively good investment climate in Kazakhstan, which was created due to the leadership and efforts put by Kazakhstan's first president, Nursultan Nazarbayev. We believe that the new president, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, will continue developing Kazakhstan in sectors identified by Nazarbayev. I believe that as a leader in Central Asia, Kazakhstan will continue its active development. We will continue our cooperation based on friendship and trust. We would like to increase the number of members of the Japan-Kazakhstan Parliamentary Friendship League. It will serve as a basis for the expansion of bilateral visits by the Japanese parliament members to Kazakhstan and members of the Kazakh parliament to Japan. We are ready to conduct interparliamentary meetings every year. Japanese politicians, business people and academicians agree that the countries should enhance its bilateral cooperation. Kazakhstan and Japan have built a solid foundation in 27 years of diplomatic relations and are set to create more mutually beneficial projects. Kazakhstan-made fresh beef was delivered to the Iranian market. The delivery is the first large consignment between the countries. Previously, meat from Kazakhstan was shipped to Iran in smaller batches. Iran is planning to receive 500 tons of beef from a Kazakh meat processing plant within 5 months. An agriculture cooperation memorandum between Iran and Kazakhstan was signed 3 years ago. As part of the deal, Kazakh producers exported wheat, rice and bean cultivars. Previously, we used to purchase lamb from Brazil and Australia, as well as some suppliers from the CIS countries, which was not cost-effective. We expect more prospects from our cooperation with the Kazakh partners. We can receive planes with 40 to 70 tons of beef on board containing beef pulp in vacuum packaging, weighing from 7 to 8 kilograms. Such meat is highly valued and in great demand here. According to the Iranians, Kazakhstan-made meat is in high demand in Iran due to 2 main reasons. First, it meets the high halal requirements, and second, it doesn't contain GMO additives. Animal slaughter is performed based on the Islamic norms in Kazakhstan, which is very important for us. Meat consumption in Iran depends on the season and holidays, such as Nowruz and Ramadan. Also, Iranian meat is more expensive than the Kazakh meat. Shipments of the Kazakh meat can stabilize the prices of meat. In addition to the shipments of ready-made products, the countries also agreed to export livestock. The delivery terms will be identified in the nearest future. International experts believe that Nursultan Nazarbayev made a priceless contribution into the strengthening of Kazakhstan's sovereignty and regional leadership. Former Turkish President Abdullah Gül highlighted that Nursultan Nazarbayev is a wise politician. Nursultan Nazarbayev is my friend and is respected among the Turkic people. As a great and wise leader, he made a difficult and important decision. I believe that Kazakhstan's first president left the country in capable hands. I know Kassym-Jomart Tokayev personally, and I respect him. I think that he will promote Kazakhstan into the top 30 developed countries. experts believe that Kazakhstan First President's prominent reforms and initiatives will be continued by the new leadership. They also believe that Kazakhstan's peacekeeping initiatives multiple times demonstrated the ways to achieve peace, security, and sustainable development.
He is leaving a great legacy, a very powerful and a good leadership, promoting peace and stability and the sustainable development in his country and also in the region. He was definitely one of the great global leaders. I have had a very close relationship with him during my tenure as a Secretary General of the United Nations.
The Shakarim State University in Semey hosted the International Kurultai, or Council of Knowledge. Delegations from Sweden, France, the United Kingdom and Mongolia took part in it. The main goal of the event was to discuss both the national and international experience in education, as well as the opportunities of Kazakhstani students to study abroad.
Қазір Европада мыңдаған қазақ бар.
Today, thousands of Kazakhs live in Europe, and our biggest problem is language. We have a shortage of teachers who could teach the Kazakh language in Europe. Therefore, we are pleased to take part in Kurultai of the international knowledge. We hope that we could conclude cooperation with the Shakarim State University.
Men Kazakhstan'a birinci gelip oturmam.
I arrived in Kazakhstan for the first time. This is the land of our ancestors. I am overwhelmed with feelings of joy. We hope for further cooperation, and we hope for the development of relations in culture and education. As part of the event, a presentation of a unique international educational center for learning the Kazakh language was held. Experts say that it will be a good educational platform for students, undergraduates and young scientists who want to learn Kazakh fast and in a proper way, as well as the Latin alphabet in a short time. Nowadays, teaching a child using books is old-fashioned. There are so many opportunities to teach the child. The main thing is to tap into children's interest in Kazakh poetry, Kazakh dance, Kazakh history, and many other things. Our compatriots who live in France, Germany, Sweden, and England are eager to cooperate with us. Therefore, work in this area will certainly continue. During the meeting, participants were introduced to the projects implemented under the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program and the latest teaching techniques. They also visited Abbas's home in the Jibek tract. Aktau will be a beach center for beach tourism in Kazakhstan. The roadmap on development of the resort area of the Caspian Sea coast opens up huge opportunities for business and tourism in the country. Experts say that in a few years, the coastline from Aktau to the Kyryk port will change completely. Tourist attractions will be developed, the beach landscape will be improved, and comfortable hotels will be built. 2 of the hotels will be opened next year. In the next 7 years, Kazakh and foreign tourists will be able to stay in any of the 45 hotels located along the coast. Currently, at the expense of the local budget, the development of design and estimate documentation for construction of networks for power, water and gas supply, as well as for the road construction of the resort area, is being continued. The cost of the infrastructure projects is estimated at 28 billion tenge, out of which 20 billion is allocated from the Republican budget, which is intended for 2019. Experts say that caravanserais, mysterious fortresses, underground mosques and beach holidays, as well as water attractions and water parks are of interest for tourists from around the world. Last year, more than 200,000 tourists visited the region. By 2026, the number of the tourists could rise to 750,000 a year. 105 billion tenge of private investments will be attracted for the development of the industry.
Жағажай туризмін дамытатын болсақ, Маңғыстау облысында мүмкіндіктер өте көп. Себебі мен өзім туризмді оқыған адам ретінде.
The Mangistau region has a huge potential for the development of beach tourism. I'm saying this with certainty because I was interning near the coast of Turkey. I'm confident that tourism in Turkey is entirely based on the beach business. Only due to the sea, this country has raised its economy to the world level.
Тек қана теңіздің арқасында ол ел өзінің экономикасын дәрежесін бір сатыға көтерді деп айтуға болады.
A food festival titled Central Asian Delicacies was held in Japan. A restaurant in Tokyo made a special offer to their visitors to try the most popular foods from Central Asian countries. Our main goal is to promote the Central Asia countries in Japan. A couple of years ago, only a few people showed interest in visiting this region, but now more people are starting to attend our events. After the presentation, the visitors will have the opportunity to try several foods such as mantha, pilaf, sumalyak, and desserts. The event was visited by Japanese food lovers who had saved up money for another trip. Resident of Tokyo, Yuri Takahashi said she will travel to Kazakhstan in April and is currently planning her trip. I am planning to visit several countries including Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. I will stay in Almaty for several days and I want to try traditional food and learn more about Kazakhstan's history. I am particularly interested in visiting the National Museum and seeing the Golden Man. I like the nature in Central Asia. When I visited Kazakhstan for the first time, I saw mountains and beautiful vast steppes. Therefore, this time I want to go to Almaty and see the tulips blooming. The food festival revealed the new preferences for Japanese people. The seafood lovers turned out to be meat lovers as well. 23-year-old Takuro tried a Kazakh traditional food, Kurultai, and opined that this meat delicacy was very delicious.
Мен Қазақстанда бір жыл тұрдым.
I have been living in Kazakhstan for a year. During my stay in your country, I tried various local foods. Kazakh traditional foods is very delicious. I believe that there is no other food like Kazakh food.
Kazakh ұлттық тағамына жетпейді деп ойлаймын.
The event organizers believe that Kazakhstan has a lot to offer, including its hospitality, abundance of delicious food, and rich history, traditions, and beautiful nature. Kyrgyzstan hosted a national contest titled Kyryk Kyz. In order to take part in the competition, female contestants had to be able to cook tasty food, speak Kyrgyz, and be well acquainted with Kyrgyz traditions and able to shoot straight with a bow. The women arrived from 40 different regions of the country to earn the title of the most worthy contestant. A woman should be, of course, feminine, which means she must be able to do everything, including cooking and dealing with all men's work, since she is a warrior girl. According to the jury of the contestant, the women must have shown their particular skills in kneading and rolling dough for national dishes. It is important that it is thin and elastic. Salt determines the quality of the rolling and cutting dough. The procedure itself is of great importance, including the ways of preparing beshbarma. The competition is designed to show the natural beauty of women. Therefore, one of the main requirements for contestants is no use of makeup. All participants wore only national costumes and braided hair. Parisian Kazakhs are working on the official recognition of the Kazakh origin of the world's first supermodel Alla Ilchun, who was christened Dior's muse. Paris is the fashion capital of the world. It is important for the local people to know that Dior's muse was of the Kazakh origin and that her father was a Kazakh. We received a confirmation on this. After completing all studies, we want to provide another example of Kazakhstan's success in the fashion industry to our younger generation. At the book presentation on Alla Ilchun's life and successful modeling career held in Paris, researchers said that the initial copies of the Dior Muses' biography was sold out within several days in Kazakhstan. At the moment, the team of the Association of the Kazakhs in France is working on a documentary film. The book authors believe that recognition of Alla Ilchun's Kazakh origin will attract the world fashion industry's attention to Kazakhstan and will open new opportunities for young talents. Such events unite the Kazakh diaspora and the Kazakh citizens. It is encouraging to learn about our people abroad, especially about personalities such as Alla Ilchun. She is a worthy person who should be known among the Kazakhs. The Dior fashion house is preparing a gift for Kazakhstan. For the first time in the CIS countries, an exhibition of Alla Ilchun's dresses and personal belongings will be presented. Revival and preservation of Kazakh sports are being conducted in Zhambyl region. This year, a new hippodrome will be built in the region. Instructors will teach children the basics of horse riding and the foundation of other sports. The design and cost documentation is being prepared for the construction of the facility, which is worth 60 million tenge.
Classes
on Kazakh games such as Togis Kumalak, Zhambyl, Kokpar and others will be opened at the racetrack. Our goal is to revive and preserve national sports and to ingrain the interest in Kazakh youth. There is a burgeoning interest in national sports among young people in Kurultai. Last year, a specialized school was opened there. The school curriculum include games such as Kokpar, Baigye and Astik Atung. Togis Kumalak, an intellectual Kazakh game, has been recently added into the curriculum. We have the opportunity to play Togis Kumalak with a team. We make decisions as a team and discuss the moves together. This game helps develop math skills. I really enjoy playing Togis Kumalak and I want this game to become popular in the world. This year, Zhambyl classes, a type of mounted archery and falconry classes, opened in the district. Bolat Kidirali is the only professional falconer in the district. He is currently actively practicing the ancient ethnic sport and is training a golden eagle, which he took from a nest when it was a chick. Golden eagles don't get used to people quickly. It takes more time and context to train falconry to the children. The birds should be treated kindly as they can feel people's attitude, which may complicate the learning. If anything is wrong, the birds can be aggressive. Meanwhile, entrepreneurs in Kurultai district are planning to build 2 horse farms in the area to breed valuable horse species. The business people are currently negotiating the ways to allocate land for the construction of the facility. Japan is the first country abroad to host an exhibition of Denis Ten's photographs. The Denis Ten Foundation organized the exhibition in the Saitama city as part of the World Figure Skating Championship. Visitors viewed photos of Denis skating on ice as well as the photos taken by Denis himself. Initially, our concept was to show how well-rounded Denis is. He is not only an athlete who was well known by people as a champion, but also he was known as a friend. Moreover, he was a creative person. The fans of Denis Ten who knew him personally paid a visit to the exhibition as well. One of them is sports anchor Eri Suzuki.
Denis Ten-san, Kazakhstan.
She was the one who announced the name of Denis during the Asian Winter Games in Sapporo. It is surprising that, thanks to Denis, Eri started learning Kazakh culture and mastered the dombra. At the World Championship in Saitama, she announces the names of the skaters once again. During the breaks, she came to the photo exhibition to share her memories. When I watched his performance on ice for the first time, I just thought, what a charming figure skater he is. I fell in love with him. When we found out that such a photo exhibition took place in Kazakhstan, numerous fans wanted the exhibition to be held in Japan. As far as I know, there were many requests sent to the athletes' parents and friends. Thanks to the fans and the Denis Ten Foundation for organizing this event.
開催してほしいっていうそういう強い気持ち
The initiative to organize a photo exhibition was supported by the International Figure Skating Federation. The Embassy of Kazakhstan in Japan also supported the Denis Ten Foundation. In 4 days, more than 35,000 people visited the exhibition.